Okay, we're here with another episode of El Paso Local Area Business Talk. We're with Mr. Navar, the one and only traffic ticket attorney here in El Paso, Texas. Robert, how are you?
Good. Thank you, David. Nice to see you again.
Same here, man. Thank you. So, I noticed that you started doing occupational licenses since the last time we talked. Kind of just give us a little bit of information about what it is that you do. Um, what kind of client comes to you? Like, first, kind of describe what an occupational driver's license is, and then what kind of people need something like that.
Okay, well, what an occupational license is it's a essentially it's like a temporary driver's license that allows you to drive for a period of up to 8 hours per day for purposes of work or school or to carry any essential needs like getting groceries, taking somebody who's sick to the hospital or for medical care, any kind of thing that would be deemed essential. And it happens, unfortunately, quite often because people get their license suspended for various reasons. Very commonly here in El Paso, unfortunately, if you get charged with driving while intoxicated, it's an automatic 1 year suspension. And or if, let's say, you have a lot of surcharges, the state has your license suspended because you owe a lot of fees and you can't afford it. And or let's say you moved from another state where they have your license suspended for maybe some of the other reasons, and so the state of Texas won't let you get your license reinstated until you figure out what's going on with your other home state and how you can get your license active again. Or if you just rack up a bunch of tickets, or let's say you get charged and were found guilty for operating a motor vehicle without financial responsibility, that will trigger a suspension.
Hmm.
And so what happens is once you get your license suspended, then legally you're not allowed to drive. And that can create a lot of problems for you if you get pulled over for a traffic violation. The officer will ask you for your driver's license, and you'll have to say I don't have one, and he'll ask you for your name, date of birth. He'll run it in his computer system, and he'll come back and show that it's been suspended, and he'll give you a citation for that more times than not. But if the officer wants to, he could technically arrest you for driving the vehicle with a suspended license, or he could require you to have somebody who has a valid license come and pick up the vehicle. He'll prevent you from leaving the scene driving, and so that could create a lot of problems for you if you don't have anybody that can immediately come by and take your vehicle and drive you to wherever you need to go.
Hmm.
You'll be stuck stranded there. The officer is not going to let you leave, or you'll have to call a tow truck. So you're looking at a lot of expense and burden on somebody else to help you out. So it's not recommended to be driving if your license has been suspended.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So, how long does an occupational driver's license last?
So according to the law, it's for a period of 2 years because the state of Texas figures that 2 years is enough for you to get whatever you need worked out. But sometimes you can't. And so if you're approaching, let's say I got you an occupational license and the 2 year is coming up, call our office and I can get it extended for an extra year.
Hmm.
And then let's say you still have that problem after 3 years, call our office. I can get it extended for another year. I can essentially get it extended because of my working relationships with the judges. I know who all the judges are. I can talk to them and explain the situation. I can keep getting you a year after that extension.
Okay.
You just need to make sure and keep in contact with my office and let us know what the reason is. If you still need it, we'll get it extended for you. So I can potentially get it uh, indefinitely if
Awesome.
necessary.
Yeah, and so you guys, really, your bread and butter is doing basically traffic tickets and warrants, right? Occupational license is something
Yeah,
different.
that's that. Our 100% of our focus is on fighting traffic tickets or fighting any type of Class C misdemeanor that you'll get. And a part of that, I started doing research and investigating the occupational license aspect of it, because oftentimes traffic tickets will lead to license suspensions, or you may have already had your license suspended, uh, and so uh, we dedicated a portion of our practice to focus on occupational licenses, because that's something that our clients are continually having that problem affecting them, and so
Right.
we focus on that as well.
Okay, cool. So let's just talk about traffic tickets. People are just get tickets here all the time for stop sign violations, speeding, no insurance, registration. I see it all the time when I'm just driving on the west side or 375 on the loop. I see people being pulled over all the time. So let's say I get a traffic ticket. Officer gives me a ticket. I drive home. Uh, what would you recommend I do next?
Okay, if you got a ticket, and normally on the citation, it'll give you a period of between 10 to 20 days to go down to the court and enter in a plea, uh, and it's very time constraint. And so if you don't do it within that certain period of time, the court will issue a warrant for your arrest, and you certainly don't want that to happen. What I recommend you do is you call my office
Mhm.
right after you got your citation. We will charge you a very nominal amount to represent you. We've dedicated our servers, our process, to where you don't even have to physically go into my office. You can do everything by the phone. We have apps that you can go onto, that you can put in all your information. Somebody from office will contact you. We can take care of everything over the phone, so you don't have to burden yourself by traveling to an office, or you can do it all at the comfort of your home or your office, wherever you're at.
Yeah, right.
And we'll file all the paperwork. We'll do everything that needs to be done. Normally, what we file is what's called an entry of appearance. I'll let the court know that I'm now representing you. You're my client, to cease any and all further communication with my client. I will send in some pretrial discovery motions, because I want, whenever I get a client that's entrusting uh, their ticket to me, I want to make sure I have all the information that I need to adequately represent them. So I'll take care of all that process. I'll attend all the court hearings. I don't need my clients to worry about showing up to court. In fact, it's better if they don't show up to court, because I don't want the officer to remember them or say, "Oh yeah, I remember you." Um, it's better that they just don't show up, and let me handle it, and trust that I can take care of it. From the moment you hire my office, we take care of everything. If we need any information from our clients, we'll contact them. My clients are always welcome to call our office with any case updates. This process, unfortunately, can take several months to get it resolved,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It just means that the courts are backed up. And generally, as a general rule, is the longer the citation is pending, the more, also the greater likelihood is that I can also get it dismissed that way as well, because the officer's mind isn't as fresh. Um,
Mm-hmm.
those sorts of things. And one of the easiest ways to get it is if the officer doesn't recall, because it's been a year that your case has been pending.
And
So
that's one of the tactics you use, right? You kind of drag it out, so the longer it takes, the better.
yeah, sometimes we will. And so oftentimes what will happen is we'll have what's called an initial pretrial hearing before the court, the
Mm-hmm.
judge, the prosecutor, the officer. And if the officer remembers everything and it looks like all the paperwork is correct, there's no deficiencies, there's certain requirements that the law requires that the paperwork have. I look for those errors, those technicalities, so I can get it dismissed. If everything, assuming everything is correct, the officer adequately recalls after I've questioned him, I've looked at some of the evidence in the case to corroborate what the officer is claiming, um, I will go ahead and ask for a reset. And the reason why I do that is because I want to delay the process. Sometimes it's beneficial to delay it, because there's a chance that the next time around, next time we have court, the officer may not show up, or he may not remember, because it gets pushed back several months out. And so that's an added benefit to the client by delaying it. Now, there are some certain situations where maybe you don't want it to be delayed. And so call our office and explain to us that you want to try to get resolution on this case as quickly as possible. And we can
Yeah.
do that as well.
Yeah, so something, for example, maybe like a Fort Bliss soldier is going to go get deployed. They want to take care of it as quickly as
Right,
possible
right.
versus.
If you're active military, or if, let's say you're active government, and you don't want your employer to maybe do a routine background check, because government employees sometimes are a little more scrutinized, and so they'll, if they have this on their record, it could create problems. So if you let our office know that time is of the essence, you need to get this resolved fairly quickly. What I can do is I can file a motion with the court to set it for a quicker hearing,
Hmm.
and and then I will do everything I can to get the case dismissed because of a technicality, or if I'm cross-examining the officer, making sure that he adequately recalls and can identify my client, can identify where it happened, can verify that what the speed that he's alleging is accurate and true and correct, all those things. The worst case scenario, David, is that I will work out a deal with the prosecutor to where I will get the fine reduced to almost nothing, and I will get it to where the client's not going to be affected. It's not going to go on their permanent record. So if you're worried about an employer, especially the government, doing a background check, I will make sure that the case gets dismissed once you comply with whatever deal that I'm able to work out with the prosecutor.
Nice. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, so I do know people don't, they forget about their tickets. They just put it in the glove box and just get distracted or whatever, and they get warrants. And so, if you get a warrant, say from the El Paso Municipal Court or some of these county courts, uh, we call you. What are you going to do? What can you do for a client that
Well,
missed
well,
court?
yeah. If they have an active warrant, and a lot of times they'll know that because they'll get notices. What the city's done is they've hired an outside attorney firm to start collecting on these warrant fees, and these warrant fees can be anywhere from $250 to $500, and they can be much more. They can be in the thousands of dollars, especially at multiple tickets, multiple warrants.
Right.
What you do is, the most important thing is call my office. A lot of times people think, oh my gosh, I've got to pay this. And so they'll go down, and they'll scrounge for the money. They'll take out of their savings. They'll borrow money because they don't want to get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And we certainly don't want that. But I strongly urge them to not do that, because I can get your warrants lifted without you having to pay a single dime. You call my office, tell us what we have. We'll pull up your record, find out how many active warrants you have. I can file motions to recall those warrants. And what I do is I post a surety bond on my behalf. Basically, it's a guarantee to the court that I'm now representing you and I'm going to appear on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Because essentially, what the court wants to ensure is that you're going to be present at your next court hearing. And normally they guarantee that by what's called a cash bond. Well,
Gotcha.
I post a form of that bond in what's called an attorney it's called an attorney surety bond.
Okay.
We will post those for you, so you don't have to pay it. And I will get those warrants recalled, and I can usually get them recalled pretty quickly. Especially at warrants, time is important because you don't want to run the risk that you're going to get pulled over again the next day, and the cop can potentially arrest you because you have an active warrant.
Mm-hmm.
So we move on those pretty quickly. So my suggestion is call our office as soon as possible, and
That's
we'll
good.
work with you so that I can file the necessary paperwork, so that you have the peace of mind that the next time, if it occurs that you get pulled over, you're not going to run the risk of having an arrest, or having what oftentimes what the city's doing to generate monies is they'll do what's called warrant roundup. They'll send officers to your work, your place of employment, your home, knocking on your door, threatening to arrest you. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see an officer showing up at their place of business, and then you have everybody questioning, well, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at you. You don't want that. So call my office so that we can avoid that from happening.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Well, Robert, thank you so much. This is Robert Navar, the Law Office of Robert Andrew Navar Esquire. He's located at 12324 Tierra Arroyo, El Paso, Texas 79938. The phone number is going to be 915-613-3993. And the website's going to be trafficticketlawyer.elpaso.com. So if you're a student at UTEP or a community college, or you get into any kind of driving trouble, give this office a call. They'll be happy to help you out. I've met the staff. They're super friendly, super nice. Robert, thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too.